Hello, GT Humanities Lions. This is your GT Humanities To Kill a Mockingbird Historical Context Research Video Helper. You are going to go to readylibrary.com and you're going to scroll down to GT Humanities To Kill a Mockingbird Research. You're going to click on that. And when you click on that, it's going to take you here. You're going to click here to open up the Mac and VIA group. This video helper will be linked here and embedded right here. So you're going to click right here. You are going to sign in, make sure it says Reedy High School, with your 6-digit student ID and your 8-digit birthday is how you're going to log into Mac and VIA. We are having some LDAP issues right now, so should you run into this issue, you are going to change your school to blank and use Reedy HS, and your password will also be Reedy HS. If not, use your 6-digit student ID and your 8-digit birthday. Okay, so once you get into your GT Humanities To Kill a Mockingbird Historical Context Research group, you're going to notice that both the ebook and the digital audiobook are here for your convenience in case you want to use those. We also have a critical guide to Kill a Mockingbird linked in here. This particular item is multi-user. These two are single user, single checkout, but this is multi-user, so multiple people can be in the Bloom's guide at one time. The rest of these items I'm going to go through right now and discuss with you in regards to this particular assignment. When I have some documents up here, there'll be a little plus sign where you can view instructions, and there'll be some links to the documents that Mr. Spees may want you to use. But for now, I don't have those. But they'll be up here. This is an MLA citation guide. I'm sure Mr. Spees is going to want you to use MLA 8 for your citations. This is also a link to the OWL Purdue Online Writing Lab for MLA 8 guidance as well. One of the things I'm going to talk to you about when you guys come to the library and we're talking about different types of sources, I'm going to show you this document. So this document right here is going to open up into explaining the different types of sources that are in our databases. So think of our databases as like the library, okay? There's a big container of a lot of different types of information and different types of sources. So some of the different types of sources in these different databases, you're going to come across our magazines, and you'll notice here there's a description, how you use these, and then different databases that contain this particular type of source. We also have reference and nonfiction ebooks. We have academic journals. We have newspapers, and then some of our databases like Britannica School and World Book, these are actually online encyclopedias. They're not databases. So they have a lot of articles over a little bit of information about a lot of different topics in them. That's what an online encyclopedia is. One of the sources that Mr. Spees is going to want you to find and be using for this particular assignment and for this particular class are academic or scholarly journals. These types of sources are a collection of articles written by scholars or academics or professionals in that particular field. In order to get articles published in these types of journals, they have to usually pass an editorial board that reviews them for accuracy and validity, and then in some cases and the journals that people write these articles for are very specific, or over very specific areas, very specific fields of study, very specific topics. An additional step beyond an editorial board is what we call peer-reviewed. That means that they have been evaluated by other scientists or academias or professionals in those fields who can also lend to the credibility, validity of those sources. And they can verify the accuracy. So when something is peer-reviewed, it's just even gone that extra step above being in a scholarly or academic journal that makes it these types of sources are the best quality sources that you can choose for your research. Okay, I was afraid of that, so I'm going to switch over to this. No, hold on. Well, let me see if I can. So the other document that I'm going to show you in in class is this document basically tells you different types of, when we talk about magazines or journals, there's essentially 3 different types of those. So when you're looking in the databases, you're going to come across scholarly or academic journals, trade journals, and then popular magazines. Okay, so basically this shows you like what different covers of these 3 different types of journals look like, or magazines, and then it tells you the purpose of each, how they look, how the, different things about the who writes for those particular types of journals, and then of course the audience. You're looking at who are the people that actually read or use these types of journals, and then also language, documentation, and then you'll notice down here there is a peer-reviewed journals description, as well as a scholarly journals description that will aid you in helping understand those particular types of sources. Alright, so I'm going to go back to this now. So I'm going to go over both these in class just like I did now, and then you're going to have the opportunity to do some historical context research. So for this particular assignment, Mr. Spies has pulled together this website for you, or pulled this website for you to reference. The historical context of To Kill a Mockingbird is quite complex, as it's coming off of several different points of time in history that impact the story. So you're going to want to go through this, and this may help guide you in choosing an area for your research. So this document is going to be your first stop, and that's this one right here. Once you then kind of choose a topic and narrow your focus for your research, then you can start using some of these databases in here, okay? So this video is also going to be linked in here, and then you'll notice that this video right here, if you click on this eye, you'll notice that this video is going to guide you through searching in databases for scholarly and peer-reviewed, so you can use that as a resource. And then if you're just looking for some basic information about your topic or the historical context piece or whatever it may be, just know that Britannica School is an encyclopedia, so it's going to offer you a little bit of information about a whole lot of different topics. So you might want to start here in researching your topic and then branch out into some of these other databases. Of course, we have ABC Clio, American Government, and American History, which are going to give you articles specifically related to the history of these things, the history of your topics. And then the Literature Resource Center, this particular database is going to give you information, critical essays about the actual book. So if you're looking for something, critical essays about the historical context of the book, then this might be a good database for you. Student Resources and Context is going to be a database that when you use this database, so for instance, if you're going to use this database and you're going to put in a topic like the Great Depression, okay, you can click on that, and then there'll be an overview of the topic, and then you'll notice over here it's going to tell you there's 4 featured content articles, reference articles, biographies, images, primary sources, 24, news, magazines, academic journals, critical essays. So it's going to kind of break down the different types of sources that are available within this database. So just know that this is where you can then click, and let's say you want to go to the academic journals, then it'll bring you right down here, and then you can click on this and you'll be able to see all the different academic journal articles about the Great Depression. Something you should note about this particular database is that it has these little colored symbols next to it. Green means it's a relatively basic article, yellow means it's a little more intermediate, and then a red triangle of course means that it is advanced. So just know that that is a feature of this database as well. Okay. Opposing viewpoints is going to give you, for instance, on some of the race relations topics, it's probably going to give you viewpoints on on both sides of that. So you might want to use this, particularly if you're looking at one of the topics that has multiple viewpoints, okay, or two sides, if you will, to the story. Academic OneFile is going to give you those scholarly and academic journal articles that I talked about when I was talking about the different types of sources. So just know that that's what this option is here primarily for. The GVRL is going to give you those nonfiction and so the GVRL is going to give you those reference and ebook articles about your research topics, okay? And if you, of course, Lions, GT Humanities Lions, if you have any questions throughout the course of your research, feel free to email me, lamberton@friscoisd.org, or come see me in the library, and I'm happy to help you with any of your research questions.